Hi guys, and welcome back to another fly tying tutorial. So the fly you see in the vise is a flat back daddy. So without further ado, let's get into it. The hook in the vise is a Hackle H230 barbless hook. It's at size 10, it's on a medium wire and it's finished in black nickel. The thread I'm going to be using for this fly is from UTC. It's at 70 denier and as you can see it's black. Now it's already pre-waxed, this thread, but I'm going to add some more wax to the thread. Just helps with the tying of this particular pattern. So you might see quite a bit of wax on the thread there as I bring it up the shank of the hook. Now I'm going to park it just there, just past the point of this barbless hook. And I can use my finger just to take some of the excess wax away. Now, for this flat back, I'm going to be using this kind of peach foam strip here. It's craft foam. You get it from Hobbycraft or any other Hobbycraft sort of shops that are around you. And what I'm going to do, I'll just try and do this on camera. I'm going to cut a V at the end here. Now once I've got it like this, I'm going to come in with my lighter and just show it the flame. I don't want to melt it, I just want to show it the flame so I can get this shape that you see here now. So again, I'm going to get a bit of wax onto my thread here. I'm going to bring it and I want it to protrude probably about 2 centimeters past the bend of the hook there. So I'll get 2 turns to hold it into place. Once I'm happy I've got the right thing, I'm going to come below the tail part here. I'm going to bend it back over, get a couple of turns in front, then I can tuck this into the handle of my vise just to keep that out the way for now. So this foam that I'm using here, other colours work well. Orange I've had quite a lot of success on, and I use a brown foam which is more natural looking that also works quite well. But the peach, it's done a job for me as well, and I thought I would show you something a little different today. So I'm fast running out of the next component, which is some Trout Stalkers dubbing. This is the Boosted Natural and this is the last of my supply. So I've been tying a few of these. The month of September is a great time for the flat back daddy, or the daddy full stop actually. I'll probably do another rendition of a daddy long legs sooner rather than later, because September is the month where this fly can really score. The fish are up, feeding on terrestrials and other available food sources in the water. It's getting near that time of year where they'll be trying to pack on weight now, getting ready for the colder months coming in. So next thing I'm going to do, although I haven't got a pot here, this is gold glister, it's not silver, it's gold. And I want to get a little bit of this on next. It doesn't have to be packed on tightly. In fact, a little bit of looseness in this part does help, but I do want it back slightly. Next thing I want to do is scruff this out before I do anything else. So I'm going to come in with a wire brush here and get that scruffed out nice and scruffy. Now once I've done that, I can invert my vise. The next thing I want to do is I'm going to add some pre-tied hopper legs here, or pheasant tail knotted legs should I say. So I'm going to take 4 off the stem. You can do more if you like, but I think this is adequate for this pattern. And then I'm going to split them with my fingers so they kind of go into 2 parts. Then I can dress them up either side of the fly till I get the desired length. Once I've got that in place, get 2 or 3 wraps to hold it in. And I can come in with my scissors and trim that away. So far so good. I can then bring my vise back round to normal, and I'm going to add another little bit of the scruffy dubbing. Now while we're doing this section, how best would I fish this? So it's generally meant for fishing from a boat. Yeah, it will work from a bank as a still water fly, but it is designed to be fished from a boat. And I would fish it on a 4-fly cast, or maybe even 3, and I would fish one of these on the point, maybe another one on the top dropper with an orange back, just to give them a little bit of a selection. And then in between I would fish either 2 very lightweight shrimp patterns or maybe a foam back shrimp. So I've now got a cock hackle here. It's just an Indian Cape, generic, and I'm going to catch then that with a few turns. Then I can grab my hackle pliers, and I want to get between 3 and 4 turns of this cock hackle. And I think I'm going to give it 4 on this occasion. Then I can capture that in with my thread. Don't worry about them fibres that are pushing forward there. We can sort that out in a second. I'm going to lick my thumb and forefinger off my left hand, pull everything back, and then just make sure you catch that in. Then you can grab your tag end and pull that off. That was a little stronger than I thought, but I'm able to save it. Then what I want to do now with my thumb and forefinger off my right hand is just try and encourage them fibres to go down below. Now the next thing is we get our foam, bring it over like so, and then what we're looking to do is get that caught in. I've just got a loose turn at the moment. I'm going to come over 1, 2, 3 turns, and now I'm going to pull it back so I can see the eye of the hook. And at this point I'm going to get 1, 2, 3 turns, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a half hitch in. This is just for security, to stop the thread slipping over the eye of the hook and unravelling. What you don't want to do at this point in the tying process is to start trimming this away and your thread comes loose, and suddenly you're left with the whole thing springing back, which would be a disaster at this point. So next thing I want to do is I want to try and trim away this as tight as I can get it, but without cutting the thread. So I'm going to just take as much as I can, and as you can see I have still got quite a significant chunk of foam there, which is not ideal, I've got to be honest. It does make it quite difficult, so I'm going to pull back what I can, and then I'm going to start building my head. Now there's no other way that you can tie this fly without ending up having a big head. So that's looking as neat as I can get it. I can grab my whip finish tool and just trim that off. Now another tip I'll give you, when you're dealing with your foam strip here, make sure you're using your second scissors. Don't use your best scissors that you use for cutting thread, because it will blunt them very quickly. So use your second scissors. Now just get that all into sitting how you want it to sit. And what I like to do is at the back here where I've secured that foam in, is run a very small amount of resin on the back, and then I can come in, keeping the resin away from your fibres. Doesn't matter if you get some on the foam, but you don't want it on the fibres of the fly. And then before you come in and cure that, grab a feather or a piece of wire that's sitting around your your fly tying bench, unless you're some kind of neat freak. And I know there is a few OCD tyers out there, but I've always got plenty of rubbish on my bench that I can use to clear the fly eye. So I'll just come in with my UV torch, just cure that off. And do the same at the back there. And this makes an ideal fly. Even if you're just using one, you can use it as a washing line type fly. And it always scores in September, particularly in September. It's a good fly all year round pretty much, but in September this really does do a number on the trout. So there we go. Thanks very much for watching. Please do ensure to leave the video a like if it's been of some use to you, and I'll see you all in the next one.